It's WEBN, Cincinnati's rock station. Shroom. I'm hanging out backstage right now at Riverbend Music Center. I can't believe this, in Korn's dressing room with Ray Luzier.
Yeah, well, dude, your voice just went from like, hey, how you doing? Yeah,
So true.
No.
You know, it's really weird, though, because that's the hardest part about my job, is to go from like, just try to be natural. Try not to freak out and think like, oh my God, I'm sitting here next to such an amazing drummer and one of my personal favorite bands.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thanks, bro.
Thank you, man. Brian Head Welch is here.
So I'm embarrassed to kind of admit this, Ray, but I was here on Friday for Kids Bop. I got kids. I brought my 3-year-old and 7-year-old. You know what Kids Bop is?
No, but I got a 2 and a 6-year-old. I know what kids are.
Yeah, okay.
I do.
And what, you got kids, man, right?
Dude, I used to get kids.
What?
I used to get Kids Bop CDs. Like, they have, like, all of them. What songs they sing?
Oh, man, they did Bruno Mars. My wife loves Bruno Mars. Geez. I'm trying to think what else. It's all like pop stuff. So my question for you, Head, what do you think? Wait a minute.
They should do Freak on a Leash, Kids Bop.
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I know. I read your mind.
Kids Bop, you got it. Freak on a Leash, man. That would be perfect. I could totally hear him doing it. Although, you know, the kids singing, by the way, it starts to get a little monotonous after a while. Like their voices, that's like, after a while. I don't know. Yeah, that's perfect. Wait, let's hear that. This is great. Yeah, let's hear that again.
So, Faye, don't be got the typical. Say something then fry.
That's how it would sound.
Oh, it's incredible. Now, this is like what happens in Korn's dressing room, apparently. They jam out to Kids Bop. I had no idea.
Told you Brian would be way more entertaining of an interview.
I'm so glad you're here, Brian and Ray, both of you. I mean, this is just totally trippy for me. Okay, I got to keep this. I got to get another question in here because really, I'm just like totally off my rocker right now. Like, whoo, I'm so sweaty mess. I'm a little nervous. Anyhow, probably the worst interview of all time. You're like, what's this guy? What is he doing? How did he get this job? I wonder that too every day, Ray, Brian.
One of the most funniest. It's entertaining for sure.
Anyhow, okay. So I have to ask you this because you have Metallica's bassist, Robert Trujillo, who's only his son, Ty, who's only 12 years old, fill in during the South American dates. How open were you at first to having a 12-year-old fill in? Did that cross your mind at all?
Yeah, I mean, no. I mean, when Fieldy said he wasn't going to come on the run, we had Ryan Martini fill in a couple years back, and me and Robert go way back. I mean, Robert's been putting my name in a hat for auditions since '91. I mean, I love the guy to death. When they met at LAX and Ty was there with Robert, and they're like, hey, maybe you'll be filling in for me someday. And it actually happened. It was trippy. But you know what? He nailed all 7 shows, and it's like 50,000 people in Lima, Peru. And I go, hey, Ty, you nervous? He goes, no. I mean, he was like, his dad was teching for him. It was rad. Like, Robert's changing his shirt, making sure he was in tune. It was awesome.
Very cool. It's awesome that Korn did that. A great fill-in. Now, you've been with the band a decade now. What's been a highlight for you, Ray, being in Korn?
Meeting Brian Head Welch.
No. Look at him.
October starts my 11th year, which is crazy to me because I thought I'd have the gig a year or two. So, it's all been great. We all become brothers. I love, being honest, it was a goal of mine to have Brian back in the band, to be the four original and me, because he added so much back to the band of what it once was, and I couldn't be more prouder than Serenity of Suffering. I'm really proud of the new record, and we finally, after years of touring, we all got our grooves on, and we're all new high right now. There's nothing in the way. It's all about family and music, and we're just love being here, and we still feel privileged that we're able to do this so late in the game.
Fantastic. One more question. I wanted to ask you about a project that I was a fan of that you did a little more than a decade ago, that Army of Anyone, with the DeLeo brothers, the Stone Temple Pilots, Richard Patrick on vocals. Is that something that maybe you'd sometime, I know you probably get asked this a lot, but I wanted to ask you if that's something you would maybe do again on a side project, because it was fantastic.
Thank you. I get asked every other day about that, and I had the privilege of playing with the DeLeos again last October at the Classic Rock Awards in Tokyo, so it definitely re-sparked. I missed playing with those guys. who knows, someday if the stars align and Richard has a break and we all four can do it again, I'm sure we'd love to put more music out. The second AOA record was blowing away the first. That's why I'm kind of bummed it never came out. So I would love to see, 10 years later what would happen. But who knows,
I would too. Now, Stone Temple Pilots, talk about a band who's really just had some bad luck. I mean, with the tragedy of Scott Weiland, and then you got Chester Bennington, which I know we're all still kind of just, I'm just, it's hard for me to talk about because one of my favorite things about my job is cranking up the tunes. I don't have to talk about the news, but when stuff like that happens, it hits close and it hurts, and it's just something I'm still not over yet. And I don't know. Do you have a certain memory with Chester Bennington that you'd like to share?
Yeah, I mean, I never was buddy with him, but he was always super cool to me at shows. And then Robert and Dean invited me to an STB show with Chester, and we just hung out backstage like this, just talking about life. And he was so full of life and such a happy guy, and it's a beyond a tragedy. But his music will live on forever, much like Cornell's and all the other people we've lost in the past few years. Us, it hits close to home because these people changed lives, like Jonathan Davis's lyrics and Chester and Chris's. People don't realize how much it affects everyone, and it gets you through a crappy experience. It gets you through a divorce, a death, anything. Music is so much more powerful than most people think. So it really hits hard. It's worse than losing a family member,
And one of my somebody I became friends with recently is Sean Foist of Breaking Benjamin.
Yeah.
He wanted me to...
Such a mean guy.
Yeah, he told me...
What a mean guy.
He wanted me to tell you, ask you, why did you have to show Sean up every single night? He texted me right before I came in here. Yes. Why did you have to show him up every night on the Korn Breaking Benjamin tour and be so hard on him?
He's a cuter guy than me, so I had to play better. No, he's great. I love Sean. It's always awesome when we tour with people that are brothers. Like right now, we're out with Stone Sour. They're all our bros, and we love the Skillet people, and just got to know Dead, and Yellow Wolf is our bro, and DJ Clever. So it's awesome to be out on the road. Sean's a great dude, and we love Breaking Ben.
Excellent. Well, an absolute honor for me to come back here, man, and hang out with you guys. Thank you so much, Brian. Thank you for chiming in over there. The kids, Bob. Yeah!
We love you!
Ray, thank you. It's an absolute pleasure, man. Thank you. Keep making the music, guys.
Absolutely, brother.